Good afternoon, everybody. So, my name is Adeniji Adedeji Daniel. I like to just say I work within the industry. I might be different things to different people, though, you know. To some people, I'm a producer. To some people, I'm a writer. To some people, it's just that guy that they see around. Well, it's okay to be seen around. Today, we're going to have 2 or 3 levels of discussions, yeah? First is we'll speak about life events. Then we'll touch on broadcast. Then we also touch on what have you identified as an individual, as your area of strength, you know? From a perspective of putting together a life event, from a perspective of people who attend life events is an experience, a real-time experience, putting together a show which could be in form of a performance, an exhibition, a drama, you understand? But it's mainly an assemblage of live production. It's putting together different pieces to create a memorable production. I'm going to say production or show so that I don't confuse you guys with saying events. You understand? Now, if you are the producer of that show, how would you feel? While we're talking, I'll just be giving you examples. Back in the days, I used to look at how the Grammys is so much badass show, blah, 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 da. Oh, someday I look forward to going to the Grammys. Now I've been to 4 Grammys. I've seen the shows, you know, understand how it's done. They're great shows, classy shows. And I've learned, you understand, I've seen how it affects us as a Nigerian or as Nigerians. Guess what? The brains, we have it here. The technical know-how, we do have, but the facilities, we don't have. You know LA Lakers? Have you watched any Lakers game lately? You know that the Grammys is done in the same Lakers venue that the Grammys is done. Do you know that? The same basketball arena that is owned by Lakers, that's where Grammys happen, in the same place. But you probably never know. Because the look, the feel, the experience, everything is changed. The way you produce shows in Nigeria is different from Ghana, Kenya, Zambia, Mozambique, Malawi, Botswana. Do you know the one thing that is constant? Events. How you navigate through that event is what differentiates experience from E1 to whatever it is. Do you understand? Do you even know that the basketball game is an experience? So, and there's a live producer there. The same way you have it for football. It's a job. Then you apply yourself to it. Okay. So now, as a producer, so if you have an option, how do you think an event is being chosen to be produced? Audience, number 1. Religion, that's another one. Budget is very key because at the end of the day, budget is king everywhere. Every time they bring big budget and I'm there saying, I cannot pay for this. Okay, this is what we need to do. At that point, I'll become a doctor. I'll be telling them, no, why don't we do it like this? Because the budget is important, you understand? Your first meeting as a producer is to understand the vision of your clients. How is that person thinking in their head? Like, okay, so how do we do this? Where are we going to start from? The vision is the number 1 thing. You understand the brief. Then also, you know, there are integral things that you need to also see. Is the marketability of that event. There's a difference between that guy that is an artist that lives in Sango or whatever, and that guy that is an artist that lives in Lekki 1. You understand? There's a difference between that guy that is a juju artist and that guy who's hip hop. It's different vision. You understand? It's different, different audience. They are all humans, but different audience. Some audience, mass market audience. Some audience, aspirational. That is why you see Coke will do share a Coke with the Gen Zs. That's why you see, Jameson will do Jameson Connect with the hotel people. So it's the marketability of the event. And if you're a producer also that is not being paid to produce a show, you also need to think about the profitability of what you want to do. And number one, there is who will be the pivots of what you want to do, what you want to produce. So in your decision making, a producer is the smartest in the room. No matter how he's the smartest in the room. His decision making is fast. You understand? His critical thinking is smart. But I started out as doing shows in school. In University of Ilorin, we used to do shows. We put our school fees together. We use it serious. Put our school fees together, use it to do show. Say, and in school those days, if you don't pay your school fees Friday before exam, that's where you have a problem. So once they give us school fees like this, first, you do school show, first, as you do the show, you hope that you make the money, you can pay your school fees. Come to Lagos from Ilorin, book artists, go back to school. Meanwhile, when I was in school, I can't show my face as one of the owners of the show because all my cousins, all of them, church, choir. I have uncles, aunties in school. So when we're doing awareness, like everybody will be going like this, me, I'm just strolling like this. You understand? I didn't know what I was doing then. I was just, let's just keep doing stuff. A bunch of smart friends will just be doing stuff, After that, started writing scripts for my uncle. He's late now. So I do stuff. I write the scripts. I try to plot stuff with him. I help him look for location. This one, that one, Now, here we are. This is what I'm doing for a living. So as a producer, your critical thinking, 100. If it doesn't happen, most especially when you are an executive producer and a producer, you will pay everybody. You will pay everybody their complete money. It's you that is going to suffer. You understand? So critical thinking, you have to think about how marketable an event is, profitability, budgeting is key. Don't go and think, I just want to give them fancy show. You do fancy show, you drink Gario, live. What makes an event great? As a producer, what makes an event great for you, outside of making sure that all those checklists, ticked off, bam, 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 post amplification, this, that. Let me quickly digress. How many seconds does it take for you to move from point A to point B when you are either radio or on Netflix or Amazon or whatever? How many seconds does it take? 2 seconds. That's how you press a remote control. Bam. Right? Radio. Right? Netflix. When you do like this, that means you come back. Right? When you come back, whoever produced that show has achieved their aim. It's called recall. Do you understand? It's called recall. So when you do an event, the recall factor is important. Film production, event production, technicals, creatives, customer experience. When you walk into, what's the first thing that you see? That's why when you go for shows, there's a banging opener, right? Like once it happens, boom, you're like, oh shit. You want to experience more, right? That's why you do big opening for whatever you want to do, big ending. That's why you see when the show is ending, you blow confetti. Bah! People start recording, like, share, what do they post? You understand? So it's a 360 thing. See, guys, television is for fine people. Take it or leave it. You have to be fine. Because I'm behind a screen. and I'm trying to preach something to you, you must find me attractive first. That's why some people too, they lie to you. Front, everything looks nice. At the back, zero. They've given you wayo. That customer experience, very important. Even before you get to customer satisfaction is at the end. But you see that experience. That's why when you see all these alcohol company, as you land like this cocktail, bah! Then later you say, Omo, you remember that event? I drank Guinness Smooth or this one. Then you look for it, right? It's the same way. And we can't all be a producer. We can all be a producer. There are different jobs description in a live event. Do you know that, guys? Do you guys understand that in a live show, there are about 70 people. There are about 30 job descriptions. Stage managers are very, very important, strong people. Because if the guy just hands you a bad microphone, for example, that's the end. Do you understand? The show caller is the one person also that understands the whole show. So there's a way that is written. You'll see item 1, Deji will come out from the back of the stage, da 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 da. So the show caller tells you, item 1, da 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 da. This guy prep for 2, this. Then sitting on a desk with other people and telling them what to do. So that person controls what happens in the show. You understand? You know, there's the producer that is the overall, then there's the show caller who is calling the elements and the items of the show. You understand? Then there's the director on the other hand that is telling the cameras, cut to camera 2 coming to camera 3, da 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 da. Do you understand? There's the assistant director, there's the show caller, there's the script writer, there's the stage manager, there's the floor manager. They are the floor managers. They are the runners. They are the content producers as well. Those are the guys that put together the content of the show. You get what are the integral things that will happen. Experience. So those content managers, part of their job is that experience. They curate the experience. You have the cameraman. There's a DOP who sits on top of the camera guys. You understand? You have the editors. You have the people doing the live mix. So you have a lot of things lined up and a lot of jobs. But you know the good thing? It's also always important to know multiple things within the production world. You understand? I can produce. I can direct. I write scripts. For who's been or who's seen a Sound City Award on television before? You people know they watch anything. Have you seen a Sound City Awards? Have you watched it on television? So I used to write all the script by myself, about 170 pages. Everything that happens, I will write it down. So take, for example, if I go somewhere and there's no job of producer, no job of director. Oh boy, make I the right script for now. Do you understand? I write script, I can do floor management, content, you know? So you have to, don't just say, it's producer or nothing. You know, go chopper. In Nigeria, you have to understand everything, and you don't know where you're going to meet yourself. You understand? I've worked with South Africans, and all I had to do is, content producing. I've done reality director for Star the Winner is The Voice 1 and 2, you know, stuff like that. So you have to be able to apply yourself. You understand? As long as you understand the rudiments, you get the foundation, easy. When you do a live event, is also very important. You see, KPIs, post amplification, very important. You need to always have a post amplification report. You get, what did we set to doing? What did we do? How did we do the things we did? You get what I mean? So those things are the things that are very, very important. You see, biggest problem we have in Nigeria is collaboration. Everybody wants to do me, now only me, now only me. It doesn't work like that. First, identify each job role. individual job roles. Oh, Amaka is going to be in charge of this. Tola will be in charge of this. Deji will be in charge of X, Y, Z. You understand? Yeah. First, there has to be clarity in roles and responsibilities. If there's no clarity, everything will crash. And see, as a producer, you can't be proud. You need to drop your ego at the door when you walk in. You understand? You can't be proud. Back in the days, my presenters would be on the red carpet. I'll carry their bag. I'll put it like this. Oh, my feet is hurting. I'll carry the shoe. Let me massage your feet for you. It doesn't change my salary. Do you understand? But it makes you, or rather, it makes your presenters able to work more when they know that you are dependable. So, attitude too is very key as a producer. Drop your attitude, drop your ego. You understand? So it's easy. You need to first identify the core. Everybody is a doctor, but not everybody is a pediatrician. You get, where do you want to play? All these other things are added. Say knows how to edit. You can do graphics, you can do stage design and all of that. There are times I'll just tell him, guy, go design stage for those people or design sets for those people because they don't need a producer. So you need to identify, create something, carve a niche for yourself. What do you want to be known as first? Then every other thing. So the director is more of a creative. The producer is a creative, a business person. You understand? An operational person. The director doesn't need to know anything about the show. When I mean about the show, about the whole show. All he knows is just that part. You get? He just, performance, this is what we're going to do. Oh, this. But the producer is the all in all. The producer actually employs the director. So you know the Oga. You understand? The producer is the Oga. He employs the director. You understand? He's more operational. You get? He's more marketing. He's more brand focused. You get? He's more client management. That's why when you see some shows, the show is going on, but you just see the producer drinking champagne with the clients. He's managing them. He's actually doing his job. That's his job, to be drinking that champagne with them. You understand? That's why when you are sleeping at home, the producer is out. For example, I was out till 3:30 a.m. this morning, doing only God knows. You understand? But when I'm ready, I'll call Say. This. I'll call Damola. You understand? Hope. They will come and do their work. You understand? I will go and look for the work. Do you get? And in our payment too, now me go chop money pass. Do you understand? We can call South Africa and get a director. You understand? But you can't just call South Africa and get a producer because you even need to understand the local nuance. And when I say critical thinking, being smart and all of that, the producer needs to be able to identify, so if I plug in like this is what I'm going to do. You understand? There are times when you are in a show, you people are shouting, the producer is frowning. He knows why he's frowning because he knows the money is not complete. You understand? The money is not complete. You people will go back home and say, we had a fantastic show. He will smile with you. There's a fantastic show. But the bank account is crying. So in terms of niche, first, like I said, some producers only do theater. Some is exhibition. Is knowing what you want. So me as an for example, you never catch me trying to produce a theater. Not like it's a bad thing, but I don't care about it. You understand? You'll find me do comedy. We'll produce a comedy show. Yeah, we did a comedy show last year. for example, and the comedy show won at the Toronto Toronto in Nollywood Film Festival, and won an award too at the Brampton Film Festival. You understand? I think we got 3 awards out of 7. I would do comedy. You understand? I would do church stuff, but I won't touch stage play because it's not my forte. You understand? Back in the days, I would direct television commercials, but now I don't need to direct a television commercial. I'll get a director that will direct the commercial. You understand? As a producer. You get what I mean? I can produce a music video. Who remembers this song, D'banj and Burna Boy, One Damo? You remember, Abi? I produced that music video. I wasn't the director, but I was the producer of that music video. You understand? Brought everybody together, Burna, D'banj, speaking to the director, went to the location, managing their ego, blah, 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 in the cold. I can never forget, it was minus something in South Africa. But I will produce because I understand all of those. But I'm not going to do theater, for example. There are things that, you get what I mean? Live shows, yes. I probably, if there's an opportunity at exhibition, yeah, I can try it. You get. But you know that, okay, when it comes to these things, I will do. There are some producers that they cannot produce live events. When I mean live events, real-time live events that is going live on a platform. Not everybody can do it. Because it's a different ball game. You understand? Like we had a client and we're telling the client that, oh, are we doing this show live? The guy said, no. That's the executive producer. I said, no, I don't want the show live. Because there's a pressure that comes with live broadcast. Some people can't deal with the pressure. Some of us, we thrive in that pressure. That's what gives us the juice. People are watching, people are texting from home, people are typing on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. We just finished, maybe you guys saw that MTN Mega Billion promo show. You guys saw it, Abby? Every 7 p.m. that MTN was giving out 5 million every day, about 5 million big prize every day, every Saturday 10 million. In all, MTN gave out like 1 billion something, every 7 p.m. for 96 days. We were on the stream. No matter 7 p.m. because it's communal watching. You've told people that 7 o'clock, they will watch. They are there. By 10, 20 minutes to 7, some people are already there. Say, God, oh, let me win today, oh, Jesus, oh, my Father, oh. Do you understand? Then when we saw the energy on YouTube, we started taking comments from YouTube and creating more engagement. Taking, if Amaka says, I say, Amaka, we see you. You know what it does for Amaka? Amaka is happy. Amaka comes tomorrow. If I win today and they give me a shout out, then we'll call some winners, like 5 million naira winner, 2 million, call them live on the show, Do you understand? So you need to be able to, you need to carve a niche for yourself, but you need to know how to do everything because if not, Sakpa can blow you. I'm sure we're conversant with television, radio, digital, right? If I ask you, would you like to be a TV producer or a radio producer? Guess what? First, I am a TV producer first. Radio production first. Digital content first. Before my job that I was employed to do in Sound City in 2007 was television production. It's just because of my own coconut head. I woke up one day and I felt I can do it. So I don't know, maybe you guys remember this. There's a beauty pageant called CCOG back in the days. It's the one that now turned into Culturati now. They do it every year. It's big now. And I just woke up and I told my guide, who does. The guy is essay to the governor on tourism now, Idris. And I told my guy, I'm like, how much you get? Give me 300,000. I'll produce this show for you. And the guy already has, I don't want to call a name, a big fashion person in Nigeria who was dubbing as a producer. He was at Civic Center. I called my guy in the office. The guy called Sampo. Do we have this? He said yes. I said, load everything on a bus. Come to so-so place on so-so place. Boom. And that's how I started. But first, I was a TV producer. But you know, that TV now gave me edge above a lot of people because then I can write the script. You understand? Then I can do so much more. I can sit down and write a script for a jingle by myself. I will write the script by myself. I'll do everything by myself. I'll just come back and say, guys, now what will they do with this? And you're wondering, how did we get here? So this is also a launch pad for you. Broadcast is always a launch pad. As big as the Basket Mouse, the AYs and all of them are, they still come to us to produce these shows. Even the artists, they come to us to produce this show. If you look at the top 5 live event producers in Nigeria, I can bet it that, let me say top 10, the top 5, their background will be broadcasting. You understand? The background will be broadcasting. So broadcasting gives you a launch pad. It helps you learn. Everybody that you guys have spoken to, you know where they cut their clothes from? Broadcasting. Ayo, Fado. The last speaker was the head of commercial for MTV in Nigeria. In fact, there were just 3 people that started MTV Africa. He was one of those 3. So he moved back from London. But now, you see him doing brands stuff, sponsorship, marketing. But where did he start from? Broadcast. As a producer, you end up in a place and your TD over there is just cutting anything. If you don't know, it's a problem. Do you guys understand? So it's always good to have an idea of broadcast. Also, there's a way to separate yourself in broadcast. I'm going to rush through it. And it's in what kind of content do you want to produce as a producer? What's your target audience? Do you want to create kiddies content, family content, general entertainment? Do you understand? So you need to also, for television, for broadcast, you need to carve a niche for yourself. You get, this is what I want to do. We come from a place where our boss can choose to give you to go and be doing news. Do you understand? I've done news, I've done Nollywood, I've done telenovela, I've done church, Christian, Muslim, everything. For some years, every 31st of December, Christ Embassy, yeah. So we used to broadcast Christ Embassy's Christmas this thing on TV for like 5 years. So you need to understand, some people are lucky to have a bit of everything. Some people just want to carve a niche for themselves. Also, it's important, how do you communicate? Because, you know, with all of these things, there are 4 key things, yeah? As a broadcaster, or even as a producer, your job is to be able to educate, enlighten, entertain, and engage. So education comes from where you're letting people know this is the reason why, same as enlightenment. So entertaining is now, the glitz, the glamour, and all of that. Once you're entertained, you know you are engaged. So that tomorrow, when I say, basketball, they do show, you'll be there. Because all of these 3, 4 E's is 100% done. So think about it, really, do I just want to be a producer, or do I want to learn about, you get? Because then you're able to fit in perfectly. The team that we have called Strike Force, we're able to fit into whatever anybody wants to do because there is a TV background. Some of the team members never were used to television. But when we brought the team together, now everybody can do TV. You get? Because for us, I will not go and get a new team member. My team member must know how to do it. Do you guys understand? So in a nutshell, that's what live events is all about. That's what trying to be a producer is all about. That's what broadcasting, that's what it looks like. So it's now left for you to now think about it. What do I really want to do with myself? You have to create a launch pad. You have to go and see events. Yes, you might not be able to go out at night and all of that. There are events that happen during the day. All these Christmas, all of these day events that they do, Murio Konla Park. At times, you can't stay out at night, but you are there to see the setup and all of that. If daddy says your coffee is 9 o'clock, you get home. But you've seen, do you understand? It's not just the theory. Being in this business, there's no theory. And also, you need to keep a good company. You understand? Good company meaning you need to have people around you of like minds. It's an interesting space. Guess what? There's so much money to be made in this business. So much money. If anybody is telling you that there's no money, it's a lie. But you need to pay your dues. You understand? You need to pay your dues. You need to know your onions. You can't just wake up and say, pay me 5 million. Who are you? You must always have something that you're bringing on the table. You get? You must always be, so something you call MVP, most valuable player. As a producer, you have to be the MVP. Your interpersonal relationship has to be top notch. Human relation skill, top notch. That's why I say you need to drop your ego. You can't be proud. Because if 4 of us, we want to do a show and we quote for 400 million for the show. If I quote 500 million for the show and I go and bring 1.1 billion, they will give me the show. Do you understand? So you must have a knowledge, a 360 knowledge. I've been opportune and privileged. My fellow friends who produce shows will come to me to go and look for sponsorship for them. So I don't have to be a part of your show, but I'll chop the money of your show. Do you understand? Because if I go and look for 20 million for you and you give me 2 million, I don't have to do anything. And that day, you give me table, join. I'll call my friends, we'll drink champagne, we enjoy life, and I still have 2 million in my pocket. Easy. You understand? But you can only do that because of your relationship that you have with people. So a producer cannot have a terrible attitude. Nah. You have to be we are not all people's person. But you need to bring down your shoulder. You need to be able to wrap people and get what you want from them. Do you understand? So that's how to be a producer. That's how to be a live show producer, a live show director. You get experienced director. Do you understand? Try and see if you can get to the back end and see how they do the work. So that you can see the internal workings, because it helps you as well. You ask questions. That's very hands-on. So guys, that's my 2 pence. That's my time. Thank you very much for having me. Hey.